some women can really make us feel like they are able to push buttons, right? And then they say some things, and they, for whatever reason, when they get us to the point where we are pissed, they're so able to put even one more thing on top to make us explode. And when we try to make them understand how retarded they are, they just don't give a shit. They're illogical beings. And, right? Bro, let me tell you something. And this happens over and over, again and again. It's not them, and I had to learn this lesson as well. Long time ago, was at the same spot. Women were able to push my buttons, play with my feelings, alright? And I figured, after some while, that how come it happens again and again with different women? It's not like they speak with each other. It's not like they tell each other, oh, those are Fabius buttons. Say this, do this. This is funny. Mm-mm. It's because of me. Well, it was because of me. It was before I understood female psychology and myself better, my bro. And this is something I teach to a lot of my clients. And this is something that is a recurring pattern. I get so many DMs about this topic. She did this, she did that, she did Mm-mm. The most masculine thing a man can do, can have, can provide is emotional control. This is the topic of this video. It's so important. Not only for dating, my brother, but for life in general. A man who is in control of his emotions, in business, with women, with his friends and his family, in general, is a strong man. Because look at polarities, look at feminine and masculine beings. Feminine beings, especially on their period, they are all over the place. They do whatever weird bullshit. Or when they are pregnant, they're all over the place. They do whatever weird bullshit, bro, and I know you know. You know, I know. It's just what they do, and we cannot blame them for that because, well, it's women. Let them do their weird stuff, right? But look at the sentence. It's women. Let them do their weird stuff. Women. Women can be like that because women are women. We cannot. Polarities, feminine, masculine. So if the feminine can be emotional, can be all over the place, the masculine can not. And we have to learn that. And this is a skill our dads didn't teach us. It's a skill that we learn over time or by a mentor or coach. So when a girl is able to push your buttons, right, to say things, do things that irritate you, make you angry, my brother, what I want to tell you is it's never them. And the core concept of what I teach my clients is analyzing causality, cause and effect. And the more you're aware of cause and effect patterns, the more you can pinpoint what's really going on. Because essentially, you are not a feeling. You can pinpoint a feeling in your body when it's there. Maybe it's in your brain, maybe it's in your heart, maybe it's in your belly. All right, there's somewhere a feeling. You can feel it. It's there. Emotion, energy in motion. In motion means it's not steady. It will leave. You can transform it. But we are so unaware of that. We rarely take a pause to think about those things. We just feel, oh, there's something. I have to react. I have to impulse reaction. I have to let it out. But this is the feminine type of way. Even with angriness, you know, some people think that men who display anger are a strong man. No, they're weak men because they are not in control. And the longer you can hold the pause without you being like, I have to say this, the more you're grounded, the more masculine you are, the more in control you are. Let the feminine beings be uncontrolled, be wild, be weird. We are the stone in the shore. The feminine beings are the ocean, the waves. We're the big rock. So how can we be the big rock? Again, causality. First of all, we invite silence. Right? Okay, there's something that really triggers us. First step, pause. Don't react. Okay? There's angriness happening inside of me right now. This really bothers me. Breathe. And you can do this in an argument too. When somebody says something that really bothers you, you don't have to react. You can respond later. Somebody says something that hurts you. Pause. 3 seconds. Maybe another one. Because like so, you take the pot with the boiling water of the heat and the water stops boiling. And you're more in the flow state. And then your answers are better anyway. And then you're in control again. First step. Second step. If this is not in a heated argument, but you're alone, but there's something that bothers you. Cause and effect. Why can this make me angry? What is going on inside of me? Because essentially it's words. And we give meaning to the words. Right? If I insult you in German, you don't understand what I say, and if I say this with a nice voice, you might think, well, he said something, but I insulted you. So it's not the words, it's the meaning we give to the words. So since we give a meaning to the words that we heard, we have to understand why the meaning of the words, how we interpret it, is something that makes us feel uncomfortable. Alright? Cause and effect. So we come back from the effect of I'm angry to the cause. This made me angry. And since we have the cause, we go a step further, a step before even, and ask ourselves, okay, this was able to make me angry. Why? And you sit and think. And since nowadays everybody's strolling, and a little zombie, like literally like so, this is something I teach my clients to stop as well, because we lose awareness like so, know thyself. I teach all of my clients to go in solitude and be in solitude a few hours per week. But that's another topic. So we don't want to understand the why. We understand the why in silence. You can find truth in silence, in solitude and in silence. And then you ask yourself, take pen and paper, just you, pen and paper, and your thoughts in silence. This made me angry. Why? Write down your thoughts. Because the more distracted we are, and, well, we are as a collective nowadays, because society is designed like so, the less focused we are on ourselves, and the less we can understand ourselves, the less awareness we have, the more weird stuff happens. Okay? And you will find your why when you are with yourself. I understood so many whys in all of my years of meditating. I understood my whole coaching concept, my whole identity change coaching concept. The alchemy of war. Because I went through so many identity changes. Bro, I was homeless, was broke, I was a business owner, was a Muay Thai fighter in the biggest stadium of Bangkok. I was a playboy, had multiple girlfriends at the same time. I was a dating coach. Then I had my spiritual phase, meditating for years, every day. And it was always me. Right? And when I was meditating, I understood the concept of identity change. And the concept of my coaching. And since I understood it, this is one of the core principles, awareness. Gain awareness of what really causes the trigger of your angriness. And as soon as you understood this, the truth will unfold. Because again, it's not the words, it's the meaning you give to the words. It's not her, it's how you interpret the situation. All right, my brother? This is something I teach a lot of my clients. Emotional control, most masculine skill you can have. And if you want to change your identity to a man who is more in control of his emotions, a skill that makes you excel in so many areas of your life, not only in dating, but in business, even in sports. Look at those cocky fighters, angry and everything. 90% of the time they get beaten up because they cannot control themselves. The cool one, the calm one, just looks, analyzes. He's an angry one. Let me do a feint. so I make him more angry. Let me do a feint, so I make him more angry. Let me taunt him a little bit to make him more angry. And the angry one? After hybris comes nemesis. So you don't want to be at hybris. Because like Icarus from Greek mythology, who flew too close to the sun, because he wasn't in control of his emotions, he fell down and he died. And this will happen each and every time to you, my brother, if you don't learn emotional control. If you're interested in improving your life in multiple areas, if you just want to be a better man in your mind, your body, in your soul, in your job, in your dating life, there's a link below, alchemyofwill.net, or just send me a DM on Instagram with the word alchemy. Let's have a conversation about it. If you want to know more, why I believe that I'm the right one to speak about those things, there's a playlist right here telling you my story, how I went from literally being a homeless to a business owner making 5 digits per month. My employees made a 6-figure income for themselves in 2025. How I was a Muay Thai fighter in the biggest stadium of Bangkok. How I was fat and got in shape. How I was a playboy with multiple girlfriends at the same time and no coach, being engaged to the best woman I can imagine. All started in here. The subconscious, with awareness, with identity change. This is what I do in my coaching. This is what I do with my clients. Again, if you're interested in that, you know where to find me. Stay strong. See you in the next one.